Welcome to Seeking God, where we consider the questions and stories regarding faith. What entertains you? Where do you find pleasure? Perhaps it is in watching movies, or going to concerts, attending plays, various kinds of activities that entertain us. I like streaming music or watching videos online that often lead me to different places. It is nice to be entertained. It helps us to be distracted from the realities of our lives, those things that may challenge us, or bore us, or make us angry. Entertainment can be a very important part of our lives. It can help us to feel refreshed. And in some ways, at some times, it engages us. Think about those times when you are watching a movie and you're moved to tears, or you get anxious or frightened. Think about when you're listening to music and it stirs something within you, perhaps reminding you of another time, or taking you to another place in your life. Those are times when entertainment engages us, takes us beyond purely the superficial, the consideration of the intonations, the wondering about the actors, and the various ideas that pass through our minds. There is certainly an aspect of entertainment that affects our lives of faith. Those times when, in whatever practice or whatever spiritual discipline we may experience awe, or again be moved to tears, or have a new realization about ourselves or about someone else that helps us to reconsider our place in the universe and our relationship with the divine. But it doesn't happen in all forms of entertainment. Much of what we encounter simply keeps us at a superficial level. It is only when we move to some level of engagement that we find our faith challenged, encouraged, and in other ways deepened. I think that if you and I begin to depend on being entertained as a part of our life of faith, perhaps as the core of our life of faith, we will find our development stalled, not growing, and staying in the same place. In fact, I think that engagement is much more important for our lives of faith than entertainment. Engagement moves us out of passively waiting for what will come to us, what will move us, what will engage us, and puts us into an active role, where we begin not simply to seek that which goes beyond us, but also to seek God. Engagement often takes us out of ourselves and takes us to a place where we encounter others. For it is in that sphere, that encounter with other people and other things, that you and I come upon those times that are less entertaining and perhaps more frustrating and at times seemingly empty. And again, it is in those engagements, those times when we engage with each other, that we are able to move beyond the superficial and even those times of emptiness that we may encounter. Think of the times in your life, perhaps, when you have been very sad or depressed or in grief. And another person, someone close to you or maybe not, has engaged you in a way that caused you to move beyond that or led you beyond it into a new experience of the holy, of the divine. Oftentimes when we find ourselves in these frustrating times of our lives, we may seek to isolate ourselves and to keep ourselves away from others, that somehow we must meet the holy on our own terms. But you and I have an incomplete picture and an incomplete experience. And I believe that it is only in those times that we engage with others and engage others that we find ourselves challenged to move beyond the mundane, the frustrating, and to move toward an encounter with the holy. Our journey of faith is a journey in which we may find entertaining things and entertaining experiences along the way that encourage us to walk, to move, to seek to engage the holy. But it is in those times when we are engaged and when we seek engagement with others that we truly encounter something beyond ourselves, something of a more complete picture of the journey that we are making and the holy that walks with us. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Thank you for joining me in seeking God.